Hello everyone, back again with movie and tune recap. Today, I'm going to explain an American comedy slasher horror film from 2020, titled The Babysitter, Killer Queen. Spoilers ahead, so watch out and take care. 2 years after the events of the first film, Cole Johnson is still struggling as an outcast teenager after stopping his babysitter Bee's satanic plot. He frequently has nightmares about that night, but no one believes his story, and most people, including his parents, Archie and Phyllis, think he had a psychotic episode. Cole is now on constant medication to deal with the trauma and regularly visits his school therapist, Dr. Davis. At school, Cole is often bullied by classmates who see him as crazy, but his best friend Melanie is the only one who believes his story about Bee's cult. During one of their conversations, they are interrupted by Melanie's new boyfriend, Jimmy, and their friends, Boom Boom and Diego. In class, a new transfer student named Phoebe Atwell is introduced to the students, and as she takes her seat, Cole notices a familiar tattoo on her arm. Later that night, Archie comes into Cole's room to remind him not to stop taking his medication, saying it shows he is trying to get better. When Cole insists once again that his encounter with the satanic cult was real, Archie hesitates but simply responds okay before leaving. The next morning, Cole discovers his parents are secretly discussing plans to send him to a psychiatric academy for mental health treatment. At school, he tells Melanie, who suggests he join her and their friends for a huge party at the lake to avoid being committed. Meanwhile, Phoebe approaches her locker and finds a stuffed bunny, a cabin key, and a cryptic fortune inside, leaving her puzzled. Meanwhile, after some hesitation, Cole decides to go with Melanie and her friends to the lake party, choosing to skip his parents' plan to send him to the academy. On the way, the group stops at a gas station to stock up on snacks. While chatting, Cole thanks Melanie for believing his story, and she surprises him with a kiss on the cheek, hinting at her feelings for him. At the party, Cole notices Phoebe arrive, only to watch her take a jet ski and ride off, which leaves him feeling uneasy, and when Cole checks his phone, he realizes there's no service. Doubting his decision to come to the party instead of going to the psychiatric academy, he shares his concerns with Melanie, and she reassures him that he's not crazy and encourages him to enjoy himself, and inspired by her words, Cole impulsively throws away his medication. Meanwhile, back at home, Phyllis and Archie realize Cole hasn't returned from school and worried, they visit their neighbor Juan, Melanie's scatterbrained father, to ask if she and Cole are together. Juan reveals that Melanie hasn't come home either, and when they discover Juan's car is missing, he quickly guesses that Melanie took it to sneak off, something she's done before. Still worried about their children's whereabouts, Phyllis and Archie involve the police. The responding officer reassures them, suggesting that the teens are likely just having fun and advising them to wait until the next day to start an investigation if the kids don't return. Despite this, Phyllis insists that Archie stay at Juan's house and call her if the kids show up. However, Archie ends up smoking pot and playing video games with Juan. Meanwhile, Cole, Melanie, and her friends take a boat to sail deeper into the lake, and inside, they start playing a party game called 2 Minutes in Heaven. Melanie and Cole go first, ending up in a closet where they share a kiss before Boom Boom interrupts to tell them their time is up.
Well, that's no fun.
When they return to the group, Diego begins pressuring Cole to explain his claim about the satanic cult, and as the tension rises, Melanie intervenes and tells the group to change topic. However, Cole becomes suspicious when Melanie slips up and mentions the Book of the Devil, something he never told her about. Realizing Melanie has been lying all along, Cole steps back in shock, and suddenly, Melanie grabs a hook and brutally kills Boom Boom, leaving Cole horrified. With her secret revealed, Melanie admits she made the same deal with Satan that Bee did to become a famous social media influencer. To Cole's shock, Jimmy and Diego also reveal they are part of the cult, explaining that they need Cole's virgin blood to complete their ritual. Even though they died 2 years ago, Bee's fellow cultists Max, Allison, John, and Sonia unexpectedly return one by one. The four demons explain that they were brought back to the land of the living and need Cole's virgin blood as an offering of innocence to complete the ritual and make their wishes come true. However, they reveal there's a catch: if the ritual isn't completed by sunrise, they will perish. Suddenly, they are interrupted by Phoebe, who arrives at the ship to look for gas for her jet ski. Taking advantage of the distraction, Cole attacks Allison with the hook and manage to escape to evade the cult members, and escape with Phoebe on her jet ski. Once on land, Cole explains everything to Phoebe, recounting his traumatic experience with the blood cult and their satanic deal. To his relief, Phoebe believes him and doesn't question his sanity. However, Melanie and the cult figure out Cole's location. Melanie ignites the leaking gas from the jet ski, creating a massive explosion as they use it to go after Cole and Phoebe.
Right there.
Following the incident, Cole suggests they should stick together, but Phoebe tells him she came to the lake for a different reason and doesn't want to get involved before leaving. While wandering, Phoebe stumbles upon a camper and asks for a ride to town. The camper agrees and invites her over. However, he turns out to be a predator who tries to assault her, and before things escalate, Cole arrives just in time to stop the camper. He saves Phoebe and they flee to the camper's jeep, but their escape is cut short when Sonia appears, armed with a blowtorch. Sonia kills the camper with the blowtorch before turning her attention to Cole and Phoebe. In the ensuing chaos, Cole uses the jeep to run over Sonia multiple times, but she refuses to die. Finally, Cole pins her against a rock and a surfboard strapped to the vehicle's roof falls, which decapitates Sonia. Despite this victory, the jeep's tire becomes stuck, leaving Cole and Phoebe stranded. Suddenly, they hear the voices of the other cult members approaching, and they quickly hide under the vehicle. The cult discovers Sonia's body and begins arguing, eventually splitting into two teams: Allison, Max, and John in one group, and Melanie, Jimmy, and Diego in the other. While hiding, Cole is nearly bitten by a rattlesnake, but Phoebe saves him, making noise in the process, and their commotion draws the attention of Melanie's group. When Diego bends down to check under the vehicle, Phoebe cleverly uses the rattlesnake to scare him away. The cult resumes their search, giving Cole and Phoebe a chance to escape undetected. They run until Phoebe decides to take Cole to an old cabin for safety.